Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we've got my dad Dale joining us. We are headed out on the water to do some fishing. Let's go catch them. I'm really not sure what to expect today. We have never been on this lake before. We just dumped the boat in. We're gonna give it a whirl. So I've got glide baits, wake baits, top water, some other reaction baits, and then we've also got the wobble head, a drop shot, a shaky head. We're going to adapt. I have no idea what to expect, but with an early start, hopefully we'll get on a reaction bite and start putting the pieces together. Let's get to it. We got one. First one in the boat. We'll take him. Got him. Little guy. But I'll take him. Little karashi fish to kick us off here. You know, anytime you come to a new place, you really don't know what to expect. We started out slinging a glide bait and a top water. You know, of course, new place, hoping for a big one right out the gate. Couldn't buy a bite, not a follow, nothing. We wasted a solid hour, hour and a half. We just pulled up shallow and downsized. That's that juvie gill color of that karashi. And just instantly get a bite. I actually had a couple other short strikes first. I think they were all about the same size, but hopefully we can catch a few. That'll give us a little more confidence in what we're doing today, and then we'll try and adapt. Maybe we'll back out to deeper water. We'll do something. We'll try and find some bigger fish, but at least to get started, I'm glad to be bit. There's one. Feels like a better fish. Gotcha. Got him. Nice little karashi fish. That's fun when they eat that thing. There he is. Gotcha. No, it's a big bluegill. He's pretty. Check him out. Oh, got him. I saw that one come up and get it. That was cool. Oh, you talk about eating it. Look at this. Look at that karashi. All the way down. I'm starting to wonder if that's the size of the fish that are in here, or if that's just the size of the fish that are up shallow and we need to go out deep. We'll know soon enough. Got him. Right off the end of that laid down tree. I switched over to that glitz shad color. It's another one of those new karashi colors. He hammered it. All right. Switched over to the top water. Thought maybe a larger bait for a larger fish. Same size bass. Giant Dog X, that's that juvie gill again. we definitely need to go out to deeper water. There's no question.
There's one.
Got one?
A little bit on a mini underspin. Good fish.
Just a little update for you as we idle out of this cove. Obviously, we're catching the wrong fish this morning, and anytime you're out exploring, you come in with high hopes, but you don't know what you're in for. But I've got to believe there's better fish than what we're seeing. So when we were headed into this cove, we went over a couple of points and a hump out offshore, like 15 to 45 foot, and there was a lot of marks on my electronics when I went over them. It looked like a lot of fish piled up out deep. That makes sense. We just wanted to start up shallow. So we're going to shift gears now. We'll set down some of the smaller finesse shallow stuff. We'll head out to that deeper water. Maybe we'll throw bigger underspins or a swim bait, or we might do some worming or a bigger, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll adapt as we go. I think we'll still get into some good ones.
Fish.
There you go. Sounds like a better fish.
Does. A little bit.
I'll lip him for you.
Good idea.
That's the first one from out deeper. We're sitting in 35, throwing up to about 12. That's our tactical mini underspin with a 2.8 Kitech on it. Nice work.
All right.
Pulled up on this point, fired out off the end. Shook that worm once, maybe twice. That guy grabbed it. Still not a giant fish by any means, but definitely bigger than the ones that were up there in the shallows. I think we're headed in the right direction. We're gonna figure this out. Wow, I was half asleep for that one. He ate that worm and was coming at me. There we go. That's a quality fish. We'll take him. Thank you, my friend. Boy, they want that worm slow. Just barely moving it. Thank you, my friend. Those first couple were on the Crush City Janitor. That one I switched over to the X-Zone, the MB Fat Finesse. That's what that one ate. Just slow fishing that June bug worm right on bottom, just barely moving it. What seems to be working, we're out here on the end of a long tapering main lake point, coming out really slow and then eventually roll into deep water. But there's just isolated grass out here. You'll make one cast, you hit nothing, next cast you bump into some grass, and when I bump into something I slow down and just slowly work it, and that's where all three of those worm bites have come from. Nice. Another one on that dice. Nice work, Dad.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Gotcha. Nice one. We'll take that. Caught him just going across the face of this dam. Strolling, that's that 5-inch stroll shad, just shaking it along the bottom. Got him?
Yeah. A little one.
Go back shallow, catch another little one. Crazy.
Now this one's not going to set any record.
Gotcha. Back to throwing that janitor on the shaky head. We'll take him. Few and far between today. You know, some days you get on the water and it just seems like they're firing. Other days, you don't know why, but they're just not. He was right out over there somewhere. See if he's got any friends. We haven't really been able to double up on a spot today. You know, it's just one here, one there, one there. Who knows why that is? Who knows why today's not the day, right? I'm not sure, but it definitely feels like a grinder day. I mean, that is what we're experiencing. It's what we're seeing in the fish behavior. The bites we are getting, I mean, it's windy as can be, right? That's probably contributing, but they don't care that much about that stuff. But the bites we are getting, every single one of them, it doesn't matter what bait we're throwing, except for the karashi. They're, oh, I might have got to the grass there. It's just heavy. So the karashi, they're crushing that thing. I mean, they are hitting it hard. Every other bait, you just lift up and there's just something there. That's why I swung on that weight right there. I haven't had a single fish today that dong ate that thing. That's not what they're doing. They're in a weird mood. They just seem grumpy and they're just picking it up. That's it. You really got to be paying attention. We're looking for just a little deflection in the rod tip. That's how we're detecting bites. You're not feeling them eat that thing. It's just a negative mood for whatever reason, but that's the result. We're still able to catch some fish. We've caught a couple of nice ones. We've caught quite a few fish. We're catching them fun ways. We're just not knocking it out of the park. Look at that. Gotcha. Yeah, he was sitting up there in that shadow. That was cool. I'll tell you what, we have not run into any really big ones, right? In fact, we also have not run into schools of fish. Normally this time of year, I want to find schools, but these fish, I don't know, maybe there's not enough fish in this lake that they school. We have no information. In fact, we don't even have mapping of this place. We're fishing totally blind. The water's really clear, so that helps. I can see bottom. I just saw that fish up there in the shadow through that karashi in there. That's the glitz shad. He just came out and blasted it. But it's a weird deal when you can't get on a consistent pattern. We've definitely figured out that the better fish, albeit they're not that big, but definitely the better ones are in that isolated grass. Worming for them, shaky head, drop shot, definitely seems to be the best option. But if the fish are just a little bit smaller and I can catch them this way, I'm all about it. I love bait finesse. I love this style of fishing. So that's why we scooted back up shallow just to catch a few. Then we'll probably head out deep, see if we can find a good one again. We'll just I think we've got the pattern. They're in that isolated grass, but for whatever reason, they're not bunched up like I would have expected. So we're just picking our way through it, but moving up shallow, catching a few real quick this way, I can't turn it down. You know that's a big old reddier when you can lip him. Good grief. On the dice again. Nice one. Got him?
Yeah. Yeah, Dad. Got one on an OSC dice.
Oh, look at the one with him. Dad, throw right there, right there. That was a 5-pounder. A big one just came up and tried to eat this one. That was awesome. It was a solid 5. That was cool. There we go. Another one on that Karashi. A little better size. That one blew up on it. On a day when the fish are all negative and grumpy, that one blew it clean out of the water. He smashed that thing. They may not be the biggest, but gosh, that's fun. Nice, Dad.
Better.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another nice one on the underspin. Nice job. Another one strolling. Does not seem to matter what we do. I don't think there's a lot of big ones in here. We did see one. I was reeling that bass in. I had one over 5 just come charging up trying to eat him. So there's obviously some, but today is just one of those days where they are not having it. We're adapting. We found how to catch them a few different ways, right? Up shallow, throwing the Karashi, the underspin, going out deep, bottom contact with the drop shot, with shaky head or mid column strolling, but not a huge variance in size with any of it. It's just one of those days. Oh, I just got bit. Oh, I missed him. Oh, I saw him. He wasn't huge. He was 3.5 pounds. I just had a solid one come out and tag that bait. Sanity gill came out of a laid down tree, but he just didn't hook up. They are in a mood. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Today was a lot of fun. Anytime that my dad and I get out on the water together, I don't care if we blank, we have a good time. We caught a pile of fish today. We didn't even show you a lot of them because there were some really small ones in the mix too, but we never got that big bite. We saw a couple of those fish Got a couple of larger than average bites, but today was just one of those days where you just go out and you catch whatever is biting. We got a few different patterns going, catching them on the Shakey Head, strolling, the karashi, the underspin. I'll link all that stuff in the video description for you, along with the specific rods we were using to fish those baits effectively. But today was just a good time. I hope you enjoyed coming along. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.